Okay guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about this word problem in graph. In order to join a dancing club, there's a $7 startup fee and a $1 monthly fee. Write an equation that models the situation. Remember, the equation that we're working with is y equals blank x plus blank. So remember, the rate of change goes here, that's multiplying with the x, and the initial value is going to go here. So the startup fee is going to be what you initially start with, and the $1 monthly fee is what's repeating. Remember, whatever is repeating goes here, like monthly or per week or every month or each month, and in this case it says monthly, so that's something that's repeating every month. So the 1's going to go here and the 7's going to go here. So y equals x plus 7. I left the 1 invisible because that is going to, it's invisibly there, and usually the 1 is not going to be written when it can be invisible. B, write the initial value as an ordered pair. Remember, ordered pairs look like this, and since this is our initial value, then it's going to be 0, 7. The first number is always going to be 0 when you're writing the initial value. Think of this as stage 0. Okay, now create a graph to model this situation. So we have x here and we have y here. Okay, so let's say we have, what is x and y going to represent? Well, remember, y is always going to represent total of something. In this case, if you're trying to join a dance club and you have to pay this much plus this, that means total cost of being a member of the dance club. So you can say this is the y-axis, it represents the total cost of membership. Okay, that will be your y-axis. And then your x-axis is representing this variable right here, and it's whatever is being repeated, so the monthly, so each month. Okay, so you would write each month there. Alright, so since months go by ones, so I'm going to look at the month, the x-axis. You can have a 0 month. You should always have a 0 because you want a stage 0. Then you have 1. If it helps you to darken that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to go all the way to the end. 9, 10, 11, 12. And total cost of membership, you start at $7 and you add a month. So I'm just going to go ahead and do these by ones as well. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these little intervals first, and then I'm going to go by ones. You can go by 2s or 4s or 5s or 6, but in this case, because the numbers are so small, well, okay, let's go by 2s so that I can maybe go further along the x-axis. So I'm going to go by 2s. 2, 4. Like, I know I'm making a decision here, and we'll talk more about how you guys learn how to make decisions on how you want to number axes. Axes is plural for axis, but I decided to go by 2s, which means all the numbers in between, like for example, what's between 0, this is 0, and 2, there's a 1 here, then 2, then 3 here, invisible, 4, then 5, then 6, and so on and so forth. So where does this graph actually start? At stage 0, okay, at month 0, okay, what's the cost of membership? Well, even if you haven't started your month yet, you still have to pay $7 to join. So here's the total cost of membership. So like 2, 4, 6, 8, but what's between 6 and 8? There's 7. There's my 0, 7, okay? And then you're going to pay, each month you're going to pay $1. So let's go to 1 month later. How much is he paying now? He paid $1 extra, which makes it $8 total. And then another month later, he's paid another $1. Month later, another $1. Month later, another $1. And you notice I'm going up a half box each time because each box represents 2. So at month 4, he's paid a total of $11. Because think about it, $7 to join. 1 month later it's $8, then $9, then 10, then 11. And then you see there's a progression here. Okay, at month 6 he's paid $13, and so on and so forth. Alright, so I'm going to connect these. Well, no, I'm not going to. At 7 months it's $14. At 8 months is 15. 9 months is 16. The reason I'm not connecting them is because there is no half months. You just pay by the month. So 10 months it's $17. 11 months is 18. 12 months is $19. And there we go. Okay. But if we were to connect it with a line, the trend would show that the line is going like this. Okay. Number 2, in order to join an online learning community, there is a $20 startup fee and a $5 monthly fee. Write an equation that models the situation. So, going back to the blank x plus blank, the rate of change goes here before the x, and it looks like you're paying a $5 monthly fee so the 5 goes here. 5 gets multiplied by x, and then you're adding 20. Write the initial value as an ordered pair, be 0, 20. All right, number 3. And I would advise you again, why don't you pause here at this point and see if you can do number 3 on your own? Because I just did number 2 for you, and 3 is very similar, and so on and so forth. In fact, once you've done number 3 and checked your answer, then do the same for number 4. Pause the video, see if you can do it, then you check your answer, and then move on. Please don't just copy everything down that you know that's not truly helping you. It might help you a tiny bit, but not as beneficial as if you were taking ownership on your own. In order to become a member of the Library All-Star Members Club, there is a $40 sign-up fee and a $2 monthly fee. Write an equation that models the situation. So the monthly fee, which is repeating, goes here as a rate of change, and the initial fee goes here. And there's your equation. Done. What's the initial value? 0, 40. Because the initial value is 40, and you always start at stage 0. Okay, Cameron is designing a calendar as a fundraising project for math class. The cost of printing is $500 plus $250 per calendar. Write an equation that models the total cost of printing the calendar. So y equals, it says per calendar, so it looks like we're going to have to pay $2.50 per calendar. That rate of change goes here. But the $500 is just the original printing cost, so the 500 goes here. Write the initial value as an ordered pair, 0, 500. Number 5. Number 5, an airplane 30,000 feet above the ground, so this is where it's starting, begins descending. Now, if you're not sure what descending is, you should look it up. But it means it's going down at a rate of 2,000 feet per minute. Okay, so write an equation to model the situation. I like this problem, finally, because there's a negative involved. Okay, so it starts off at 30,000 feet. That is your initial value, which is going to go here. It started off at a positive 30,000 feet. Okay, but it descends, it goes down at a rate, and even that's a big key word there, of 2,000 feet per minute. So it's going down, which is negative 2,000 feet per minute. That is your equation for the descending rate of the airplane. Write the initial value as an ordered pair. Well, that's easy once you know what the initial value is. 0, 30,000. Make sure you include all your zeros. Okay, now this is just a little bit different. Number 5 says find the altitude, which means how high it is above the ground after 5 minutes. So if it starts off at 30,000 and it's descending at 2,000 feet per minute, okay, well, subtract 2,000, that's 1 minute. Subtract another 2,000, that's 2 minutes later. Subtract another 2,000, then another 2,000, and then another 2,000, because this is 1 minute, then 2 minutes, then this one's 3. I'm running out of room, so I'm running 4 minutes here, and then 5 minutes here. Okay? Or, since this is repeated subtraction, you can go ahead and take these, multiply, and divide them. Or multiply these 2,000 by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can grab your calculator. 2,000 times 5 is 10,000. So you're literally taking 30,000 and you're subtracting 10,000. But if you'd rather just do 30,000, then subtract 2,000, then subtract 2,000, then subtract, then subtract, then subtract, you can do that. Or you could go ahead and take these, multiply by 5 because there's 5 of them, and then subtract that from 30,000. And you should end up that in 5 minutes the plane is at 20,000 feet above the ground. Okay? Number 6. When visiting Baltimore, Maryland, you need to rent a taxi to get from your hotel to the National Aquarium. The taxi company charges a flat fee of $3 for using the taxi, and then 75 cents per mile. Write an equation to represent this. Okay, so what's repeating is the per mile. So you can write 0.75x. And what's the flat fee, the initial fee? $3 just to get in a taxi. There you go. So write the initial value as an order pair, 0, comma, 3.00. Some of you are like, well, isn't 3.00 the same as 03? Yeah. You can write it like this. Okay, I like to write it in terms of the 0.00 here because they're very specific about $3 and it kind of helps you see the money aspect of it. And last but not least, number 7, suppose that a bike rents for $4 plus $1.50 per hour. Write an equation to model the situation. Okay, the per hour is your rate of change, and then $4 just to rent. Write the initial value, 0, comma, 4.